chosen one. Joe's standing at the edge of your life right now, shouting with fire in his voice, because what is moving toward you in the next few minutes is not something heaven is willing to let you miss. Jesus has commanded this message to reach you before the next 15 minutes are gone. Not tomorrow, not later. Now, my child, my beloved, before you take another breath, before you scroll past this moment, I need you to understand something that heaven has been trying to deliver to you for a very long time. This message was stopped more than once. There were forces in the spirit realm that did not want these words to reach your eyes, but God overruled. And now, finally, this message has broken through every barrier and found its way to you. You did not stumble upon this. You were led here, guided here, fought for, protected, and positioned right here at this exact second, because something is already moving in the unseen world around your life, and you cannot see it yet. But heaven can. And I was sent to tell you, my child, my beloved, the reason your heart is beating faster right now is not anxiety. That is recognition. Deep in your spirit, something already knows this message was meant to find you. The question is, will you honor it, or will you do what you have done before? Scroll past, say maybe later, and walk into what is coming completely unprepared. Because what is coming is not small. It is not ordinary. What is moving toward your life right now will either unlock a blessing so profound your entire lineage will be changed by it, or if you are not awake, it will pass by you while another receives what was written with your name. Jesus said, "Tell them before the 15 minutes are gone, because after that the window shifts. I am Archangel Michael, the commander of heaven's army, the one who stands at the throne of God, and I was sent to your life tonight with a message so urgent that heaven could not hold it any longer. Stay, do not move. What comes next will change everything. That heartbeat you feel right now, press like as your digital. Yes, not for a channel. As the first agreement that you did not arrive here by accident. My child, my beloved, I need to tell you something that heaven has been watching for weeks. There are two people connected to your life. One of them knows you deeply, knows your dreams, knows your prayers, knows the exact places you are most vulnerable. The other one envies you in silence, quietly, carefully, with a smile on their face and a plan behind their eyes. And both of them have touched something that was never theirs to touch. I am not speaking in riddles. I am not speaking in vague warnings. I am speaking plainly with the fire of divine authority, because heaven has waited long enough. The reason your money feels blocked, the reason your joy keeps arriving and then disappearing, the reason your peace feels disturbed every time you get close to breakthrough, is because of something hidden, something silent, something that wears a familiar face but carries a deceiving intention. And by divine order, I must now reveal what has been recorded in heaven's books. My child, my beloved, do you feel it? That strange sense of urgency that entered your spirit the moment this message began. That heaviness over your home that you cannot explain. The way your atmosphere has shifted recently. The way things that used to feel clear now feel clouded. That is not your imagination. That is not just stress. That is spiritual pollution deliberately placed, strategically timed. Type "I see it now" in the comments, not as accusation, as the moment your discernment was restored. My child, my beloved, before I take you deeper into what heaven has shown me, I must pause for one moment. This voice, this channel, the words you are hearing right now, they are not produced in silence. Every message sent through this place is crafted in prayer, in fasting, in hours of spiritual surrender, so that what reaches you carries real weight from the throne room. If this message has already stirred something in your spirit, if you felt even a whisper of recognition when these words began, then you understand that what is spoken here is not ordinary. There is a way to partner with this ministry and keep this voice alive for every soul who has not yet found their way to these words. The link to support this channel is pinned in the first comment below. It is a Ko-fi link, one offering, one act of obedience. Not because heaven demands payment, but because when you sow into a place that has sown into your spirit, heaven marks that act of generosity. Michael says, "The one who waters will also be watered. The one who opens their hand in faith will find their hand filled by divine order." If you are able, go to the pinned comment below, find the Ko-fi link, and plant a seed today. And if you cannot right now, that is okay. Simply stay, listen, and let heaven move. The message continues. And what comes next is the part they tried to stop. Because you are closer to your breakthrough than you have ever been. And the forces that want to delay, you know this. They have marked the exact moment your name was supposed to be called for restoration. And they sent confusion, disguised as affection, to arrive at that very moment. But God saw it. And I, Archangel Michael, the commander sent to guard your path, was given permission tonight to expose it. Not to frighten you, not to cause panic, but to set you free, my child, my beloved. There is a reason the same struggle keeps repeating. Why blessings come so close only to vanish. Why you work so hard, and yet the reward keeps slipping. It is because you have been surrounded by people who speak in circles, empty words, carrying no spiritual power. And without realizing it, you gave them access to your sacred space. But that ends tonight, not by accident, not by coincidence, by divine intervention. God is now reclaiming the spiritual atmosphere around your life. The people who do not belong in your next chapter are already being spiritually removed one by one. And if it hurts, let it, because this pain is protection. This pruning is preparation. You are not being punished. You are being purified, my child, my beloved. I saw what they planned for you. I saw the dates they circled. I saw the conversation where they said, "Do not worry. They will never find out." I saw the account that was supposed to be yours. I saw the money that had your name spiritually tagged. I saw the door that was being locked behind your back. But I also saw God slam his hand on the table and say, "No more." I saw him stand up and declare over you, "That is enough. Restore what was stolen. Release what was held. Let my child walk free." And now I come to you with that decree in my hands. Type "What is mine cannot be permanently stolen" in the comments. Let that declaration close the door the enemy left open. But I cannot deliver what you do not receive. I cannot restore what you will not claim. I cannot protect what you refuse to acknowledge. My child, my beloved, the next few hours of your life are going to determine the next few years. Yes, it is that serious. What you choose to see, what you choose to believe, what you choose to act on today will decide whether you walk in overflow or continue in opposition. That is why Jesus said this message must reach you now, not later. Later is too dangerous. Later may be too late. The spiritual momentum is already building. Your angels are already moving. Your name is already being reviewed by the Council of Heaven. This is not just a message. This is a spiritual rescue, and you were chosen to receive it. My child, my beloved, let me reveal the part no one wants to admit. Sometimes the deepest betrayal does not come from enemies. It comes from the ones who know your soft spots, the ones you grew up trusting, the ones who smile in your face while speaking your name in secret places with plans attached. One of them is about to be revealed to you, not through drama, through spiritual clarity. This person has been holding your name in their mouth while looking you in the eye. They have been asking questions about your future that they have no right to ask. They have been speaking to someone else about your money, your life, your dreams. And they have painted a picture that puts them in your seat. That is what heaven showed me. They do not want you to succeed. They want to control where your blessing goes. They have started making decisions on your behalf without your permission. But I have come to take it back, not with revenge, with revelation, because God does not expose to embarrass. He exposes to protect. My child, my beloved, there is a document in heaven that bears your name. A spiritual contract, a promise, a reward. Something that was meant to be handed to you before the end of last season. But it was postponed, not because you were unworthy, not because you were late, not because God forgot you, but because someone who was spiritually close to you interfered. Their words, their intentions, their jealousy. They said the right things in public, but in private they questioned your worthiness. They doubted your eyes, they feared your favor, and they uttered whispered words. Curses dressed as concern, not knowing that heaven heard every single one. Those words formed clouds, and those clouds dimmed the light that was meant to shine clearly on your path. But child, the clouds are clearing now because this message is breaking the barrier that was keeping you stuck. My child, my beloved, do you remember that opportunity you thought you missed? That door that closed suddenly, that financial breakthrough that arrived and then disappeared without explanation? You thought it was random. You blamed yourself. You replayed the moment over and over, wondering what you did wrong. But it was not your fault. It was interference. Someone placed their energy, their envy, their controlling gaze over your open door, and it slammed shut. But heaven has kept record, and now it is being reopened. And the new door will be bigger. It will come without strings. It will arrive faster than the last time, but only if you move with God now, only if you do not let this moment become just another message you scroll past. This is not motivation. This is divine movement, my child, my beloved. I must tell you the truth with no filter. The divine blessing that was supposed to enter your life has been touched. Touched by people who said they were for you. Touched by people who laughed with you, but cried in secret because they could not handle your light. These people are not strangers. That is what makes this betrayal so dangerous. They are close. One pretends to admire you, the other pretends to protect you. But neither of them truly wants you to walk in your full power. And now they have laid their hands spiritually on what does not belong to them. Your inheritance, your provision, your destiny. But hear me, beloved. Their hands can still be removed if your eyes are opened in time. And that is exactly why this message was sent. That is exactly why Jesus commanded it to reach you before the next 15 minutes are gone. Because your window is open, but it will not stay open forever. My child, my beloved, your life is under surveillance, not by the government, not by your enemies, but by spiritual forces who have been working in the shadows to delay what God wrote in your name. They know that once you touch what heaven has prepared for, you will no longer be controllable. Once you rise, you will set others free. That is why they want to keep you struggling. That is why the same cycle keeps repeating. That is why the breakthrough always feels close, but never quite arrives. But that ends tonight, not by accident, by awakening, by obedience, by stepping into divine instruction and not second-guessing it this time. My child, my beloved, heaven is preparing a reversal, and your agreement is the key that unlocks it. There are spiritual forces watching your life that have been assigned one task, not destruction delay, because the enemy knows that if he can delay you long enough, you will lose momentum. Question your purpose, doubt your calling, and walk away before the miracle reaches you. But that plan is collapsing right now because this divine message has pierced through the veil of spiritual distraction. You are not confused. You are being awakened. My child, my beloved, I saw it. I saw the exact moment the blessing was scheduled to fall. I saw the door that was going to open. I saw the favor that was heading to your finances, to your relationships, to your peace, to your body. And I saw something else. A figure, silent, close, standing at the edge, trying to intercept it before it reached you. This person did not look like a thief. They looked familiar. They looked like someone you would invite to your table. That is what makes this so dangerous. They did not come with loud accusations. They came with quiet entitlement, and they have slowly positioned themselves to receive what they know deep down was meant for you. But the truth is now being unsealed, and heaven has declared, what belongs to you cannot be permanently stolen. It can be delayed, it can be intercepted, but it cannot be taken forever. Not when the one it was written for finally wakes up and says, I receive what is mine, my child, my beloved. Some of the pain you have been carrying lately is not even yours. It is the weight of other people's spiritual choices leaking into your atmosphere. You have been absorbing confusion that did not originate in your heart. You have been carrying heaviness that was never connected to your path. It is because someone who is supposed to support you is spiritually connected to you, but not aligned with God's plan for you. They are out of alignment, and it has been affecting your peace, your clarity, your ability to move forward. But today, heaven is granting you the gift of spiritual separation. You will begin to feel distance, not as rejection, but as redirection. You will begin to see people for who they truly are, not to judge them, but to discern them, because you cannot carry everyone into your destiny, especially not those who are secretly carrying plans to delay you, my child, my beloved. There are conversations happening behind closed doors, and they are not about your good. Someone is asking, what if they never find out? But heaven already has. The records are clear. The plans are set. The darkness has marked a date. But God just interrupted it because your name is still written in light, because your promise is still secure, because what belongs to you spiritually, financially, emotionally, can still be restored. But only if you see what is coming before it arrives. Only if you hear the voice of the one sent to protect you. And I am shouting louder now than ever before, because the time is almost gone. And if you delay, you will miss the shift. My child, my beloved, you keep wondering why some things are always just out of reach, why the money comes and disappears, why the good news arrives and then turns to confusion. It is not bad luck. It is not karma. It is not your fault. It is interference. It is sabotage dressed in smiles and quiet withdrawals and disguised concern. But heaven does not look at appearances. Heaven looks at heart motives, and what heaven has seen is a scheme designed to keep you stuck. But God is tired of watching you suffer while pretending to be strong. You have held it in long enough, and now heaven is releasing a divine rescue, but only if you obey the voice speaking to you right now. You may never get this moment again. My child, my beloved, you have been strong for too long. Heaven has seen every silent tear, every moment you smiled through the storm, every prayer you offered when your faith felt small. And now is the time when that faith must speak louder than fear, because what you chose to endure in silence has been building something in the spirit realm that even your enemies cannot dismantle. Your faithfulness under fire has not been wasted. God noticed. I noticed, and heaven is about to respond to every lie that was ever spoken about you. When it does, the same people who tried to block your blessing will watch it be handed back to you in full, not because of revenge, because of restoration, because justice in heaven looks like grace for the faithful. And you, beloved, have remained faithful in ways no one even noticed. But God noticed, and everything is about to shift. My child, my beloved, you have been feeling like something is about to happen, and you are right. But what you did not know is that two versions of your future are now being weighed in the spirit realm. Two paths, two outcomes, both real, both waiting. The first version, breakthrough, favor, joy that does not leave, peace that cannot be disturbed, financial reversal, relationships healed, purpose fulfilled. Every hardship you have faced turned into a testimony so powerful that the ones who doubted you will not be able to explain what happened. The second version: more delay, more confusion, more seasons of almost, but not quite. An open door left ajar for those who wish to take what was never theirs. The difference between these two versions is not talent. It is not luck. It is not even your past. It is your decision in this exact moment, your awareness, your spiritual. Yes, heaven is watching to see what you will do, my child. Type "I choose version 1" in the comments right now. Heaven is watching which version you agree with. The choice has already been made in the spirit. What happens next is whether earth agrees. Someone is reading this right now holding version 1 in their spirit, but standing in version 2 with their hands, not because they do not believe, because no one ever told them that the seed is not preparation for the breakthrough. The seed is the breakthrough beginning. This message exists to find them before the window shifts. Through the link in the description, or the pinned comment, a coffee, a one-time seed, or a place among those who carry this mission every month. Not as a transaction. As the moment your yes moved from your heart into your hands. Because version 1, the finances reversed, the relationships healed, the peace that cannot be disturbed, does not begin with the door opening. It begins with the hand opening. Not a general prayer, the specific one. The provision you stopped naming out loud because naming it again felt like another disappointment. The relationship heaven has not forgotten, even though you almost have. The peace you have described to no one because you would not know how to explain its absence. The fear underneath all of it, that version 1 was written for someone who has not failed as many times as you have. Stop holding your hands closed, calculating, waiting. Weighing is the moment version 1 has room to land. Your breakthrough is not as far from you as the delay has made it feel. My beloved, let me ask you something. Do you remember the last time something you love disappeared suddenly? The last time you trusted someone who used that trust as a weapon? Do you remember the pain? Do you remember how alone you felt? Do you remember crying and asking God why He did not warn you? The truth is, heaven did try. But the noise around you was louder than the whisper of protection. This time is different, because this time God is not whispering. He is shouting through this message, through my voice, through the fire burning in your chest right now. As these words land on your spirit, this is your warning. This is your rescue. This is your one moment of divine clarity to stop what the enemy has been plotting. My child, my beloved, you must understand how precious you are to the heart of God. The enemy did not waste time attacking someone without purpose. You were targeted because you are chosen. Your life carries weight in the spirit realm. Every time you speak, every time you breathe hope into the air, heaven celebrates and hell trembles. That is why it has been hard. Not because you are weak, because your power terrifies the ones who feed on darkness. And now you are standing on a line, one step forward, and everything changes. One hesitation, and the opportunity dissolves. You cannot afford to be casual with this moment. This is not later. This is now, my child, my beloved. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt. You are not late. You are being aligned. You are not forgotten. You are being reserved for something so far beyond what your current season suggests, that when it arrives, you will understand why the wait was necessary. But first, this moment must be honored. My child, my beloved. And the subject of that conversation is you, your body, your strength, your energy, your future. Archangel Michael says, we had to wait until this exact moment to speak, because what we have seen can no longer be hidden. Type 888 in the comments. 8 is the number of new beginnings, of cycles broken, of what was corrupted being made whole. Let that number be your agreement with what the archangels just released over your body. My child, my beloved, have you felt tired for no reason lately? Sudden bursts of energy followed by deep exhaustion. Moments where your body felt like it was fighting something you could not name. Dreams that felt more like battles than rest. You were not imagining it. Your body has been in a spiritual war that you were not fully aware of. But the archangels have been watching, and tonight they were given permission to act. Michael says this message had to reach you before the threshold passes. What we are about to release into your body is time-sensitive. If you close your heart now, the healing will delay itself for another season. My child, my beloved, do you know how rare it is for 3 archangels to descend together over one person? This is not common. This does not happen for everyone. Heaven only authorizes this kind of attention when the person they are watching is tied to a major spiritual event, something that will ripple forward through their bloodline and into the lives of every person they are destined to touch. You are that person, and something is about to happen through you that will require your body to be strong enough to carry it. That is why the archangels are here. That is why they are whispering over you right now. That is why this message found you before anyone else. My child, my beloved, some of the weight in your body is not even yours. It came through your bloodline, passed from generation to generation. Illness, delay, heaviness that was never meant to be yours to carry. But heaven has chosen you to be the one who breaks the cycle. The archangels are ready to reset your body's story, but they are waiting for your agreement, and if you ignore this, your silence will be taken as a refusal. My child, my beloved, you have looked in the mirror and felt something off. You have sensed that the energy inside you does not match the destiny you feel is yours. That is not your imagination. That is your spirit telling you it is time. You are not created to live in a tired, broken, weary body. You are a vessel of glory designed to carry divine fire, but the vessel must be renewed before the mission can expand. And Archangel Michael says the time for waiting has ended. Tonight is the line between delay and destiny. Cross it, and your body will respond. My child, my beloved. The reason your body feels so strange lately is because something is being expelled, something that does not belong. A hidden weight, a spiritual burden, a word that was spoken over you years ago and found a home in your physical body. But tonight, the archangels are placing their hands over that very spot. Michael says, when you receive this message, that hidden weight begins to lose its grip. But if you close your heart to it, it stays. You have the power to choose what happens next. That is how much heaven respects your will. My child, my beloved, there is a light forming over your head right now. Even as you read these words, that is not poetic language. That is literal. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but your spirit is already feeling it. Archangel Gabriel, the messenger of God, has begun to speak words over your body. Words that carry healing. Words that carry restoration. Words that carry renewal. He is speaking directly to your bones, your breath, your blood. But those words are floating. They must land on faith. If you walk away, the words return to heaven. If you stay, they enter you. My child, my beloved. I saw the tears you cried when no one understood the pain. I saw the moments when doctors shrugged and your strength faded, and you pretended to be okay because you did not want to burden anyone else. But heaven saw everything. Every quiet cry, every private moment of breaking, every night you held yourself together when you had nothing left. Heaven saw it all, and tonight the angels are surrounding you, not to observe, to act. Michael says, this is the first time you have been granted access to what has been discussed about you in the heavenly realm. Do not let your doubts talk you out of receiving this. Do not let logic rob you of the miracle that is already beginning. My child, my beloved, you are not too old. You are not too late. You are not too damaged. You are not disqualified. The world may have spoken those lies over your life, but heaven never did. Heaven only ever saw you as a holy vessel fit for miracles, designed for glory, worthy of the fullness of what God prepared before you were born. Archangel Michael says, the enemy attacked you not because you are weak, but because you are worth healing. And tonight, heaven is fighting back on your behalf. My child, my beloved, the heavenly light is not coming toward you. It is coming through you. Your body is no longer just receiving. It is radiating. Heaven is not only healing you, it is turning you into a carrier of healing for others. Michael says, there will come a day very soon when someone will stand near you and feel something they cannot explain. That is the overflow of what is happening right now. My child, my beloved, a new alignment is occurring in your spirit, your mind, and your body. The way you breathe, the way you think, even the way your spirit receives the morning. All of it is being rewired by glory. Michael says, you are not just being healed, you are being reformatted. Heaven is resetting the system that was polluted by years of stress, fear, curses, and the weight of carrying other people's choices. And this reset will last if you allow it. Someone in your life is in their body right now feeling exactly what you felt when this message began. The weight, the confusion, the sense that something is wrong, but they cannot name it. When you share this, you are not sending a video. You are sending the warning that heaven fought to get to you. And when you extend what was placed in your hands into someone else's moment, heaven opens the channel wider over your own. My child, my beloved, before we enter the final and most sacred part of this message, I want to take one breath with you. You have stayed this long. That means your spirit knows this is not an ordinary message. The words you have been hearing were not written casually. They were pressed out in prayer, formed in the early hours of the morning when this channel sat before God and asked, what does your child need to hear today? This ministry exists because people like you showed up at the right moment and decided to partner with what heaven was doing here. If you have been blessed by what you have heard, if something in these words has already begun to shift something in your spirit, the secret link in the pinned comment below is your opportunity to sow into this ground. Not for my sake, for the sake of the next soul who will find this message at their lowest moment, in the middle of their darkest night, searching for a voice that sounds like heaven. Your offering keeps that voice alive. Michael says, the seed you plant in the moment of stirring carries more weight in heaven than the seed planted after the feeling fades. Do not wait until later, sow now while the fire is still burning. The link is pinned in the first comment. Find it, plant a seed, and know that heaven records every act of generosity done in faith and multiplies it back at the appointed time. The final part of this message is where your full restoration begins. My child, my beloved, there are prayers you forgot you prayed. There are nights you cried yourself to sleep, asking God for healing, for strength, for wholeness. You may have stopped hoping, but the archangels never stopped responding. They wrote your name in light, and every day since they have been preparing this moment, this window, this message. Michael says, you are not just being healed for your own sake, but for the sake of every person you are destined to touch. If you give up now, their blessing gets delayed too. That is how serious this is. My child, my beloved, there are gifts that come with this encounter. Spiritual gifts, discernment that cuts through confusion, dreams that carry divine instruction, clarity that arrives without explanation, wisdom that others cannot explain but cannot deny. This is heaven's reward, not for your perfection, but for your surrender. Michael says, now that your body is aligned, your destiny will accelerate. Doors will open faster, delays will disappear, even time itself will seem to move in your favor. My child, my beloved, do not forget this night. Mark it, protect it, because everything that happens from now on will be traced back to this moment. The moment you listened, the moment you believed, the moment you said, even in the silence of your heart, I receive. Let others scroll. Let others dismiss this. This message was not meant for them. It was designed for you, and heaven celebrates your choice. My child, my beloved, Archangel Michael is smiling. Raphael is placing the final seal over your body. Gabriel is writing the report of your healing into the heavenly books. You did not miss your moment. You found it. And now you will carry this blessing not just for yourself, but for every generation that comes after you. Because of you, the cycle breaks here. My child, my beloved, there is nothing ordinary about what has just happened. Even if your mind tries to dismiss it, your spirit knows the truth. Something in you feels lighter, calmer, more aligned. That is not just emotion. That is not just feeling moved by words. That is heaven within touching the parts of you that have been waiting the longest. And Michael says, every angel assigned to you is now rejoicing because you did not skip, you did not scroll past. You stayed, you listened, and in doing so, you have unlocked something most people spend their entire lives praying for. Divine access to the part of yourself that was designed to shine. My child, my beloved, you may dream more vividly, feel guided more strongly. Notice healing in places you forgot, needed attention. That is the overflow of what has just begun. Michael says, the miracle has already started. What you see next will simply be the evidence of what was already declared in the Spirit. My child, my beloved, you were born with a light. Not everyone is born with it. Not everyone carries what you carry. But you came into this world with something already written on your life before you took your first breath. Whether your family knew how to name it or not, they felt it. That is why some of them treated you differently. That is why you were misunderstood, underestimated, doubted. But the truth is, they could sense what you did not yet know, that you were the one through whom heaven would do something extraordinary. And now that you have come close to fulfilling that calling, the forces that have hated your light since birth are rising, not through strangers, through familiar voices, through the ones who say they love you while quietly working against your elevation. But do not fear, because I was sent for this exact moment. I was sent to shut it down before it spreads further. My child, my beloved, you have asked God for answers. You have begged for clarity. You have fasted, prayed, waited, and wondered why no reply came. But now it is here. This is the reply. This is the download from heaven. This is the moment your obedience will unlock what has been locked for years. The provision you prayed for, the peace you begged for, the healing you stopped believing was possible. They were not gone. They were paused, suspended, held back until your awareness was restored. And now that your eyes are opening, so is the flow. But only if you do not return to blindness. Only if you act in the light you have just been given. My child, my beloved, there is a radiance forming around you. Not just spiritual, physical. People will sense it. Environments will shift when you enter. This is not pride. This is presence. The presence of God upon a healed vessel. You are not walking alone anymore. You are walking with heaven surrounding you. Michael says, every step you take now carries a vibration of glory. Even if you whisper, the impact will echo. My child, my beloved, please do not treat this like just another video, just another message, just another emotional moment you have forgotten by morning. This was divine intervention, and what you do next matters. Michael says you must protect what you have received. Speak life over your body daily. Avoid words of death, defeat, and doubt. Let your tongue agree with what heaven has now spoken. The miracle has started, but your agreement keeps it flowing. My child, my beloved, if you feel called to do something bold with your life now, it is not a random impulse. That is the effect of healing. It does not just restore, it awakens, and you have been awakened. You will begin to dream again, move again, smile without forcing it, laugh without guilt. That is heaven's joy taking root in your body. Michael says, your body has now been aligned with your future. Walk boldly. The path is clear. My child, my beloved, you came to this message at just the right time. Not by accident, not by algorithm, by divine orchestration. The enemy hoped you would never discover this, but God made sure you did. And everything you are feeling right now, the warmth, the peace, the strange stillness that has settled over you, that is heaven's confirmation. You are walking in a post-healing body now. Do not return to pre-healing habits. Do not go back to the old voices. Do not reopen doors that heaven has just closed. You are no longer who you were when you pressed play on this message. Something has shifted, something permanent. And Michael says, this shift will testify for you in the days ahead. Watch for it, receive it, and tell others what heaven did for you today. My child, my beloved, as this sacred message comes to its final breath, let me remind you of something the enemy hoped you would never discover. Your body is not just a vessel. It is a voice that carries light, a voice that carries legacy, a voice that heaven has just touched, healed, and reignited. Michael says, you are no longer walking in silence. You are walking in radiance. And every step you take from here on will echo in the spirit world as a testimony. This one was touched by heaven. My child, my beloved, you did not arrive at this message by mistake. You were led here, fought for, preserved, watched, and now crowned. Crowned not with gold, but with light. The kind of light that cannot be faked, stolen, or copied. It comes from being chosen. It comes from surrendering. It comes from staying until the end. Heaven waited to see if you would remain, and you did. And Michael says, for that you will now carry what others only dreamed of. My child, my beloved, let this be the beginning of your new agreement with heaven. Speak life, speak power, speak renewal over yourself every morning. The archangels are not leaving you, they are simply stepping into silence, so you can hear your own voice rise. Michael says, your healing was never just about your body. It was and that rhythm is now restored. My child, my beloved, do not underestimate what has just happened here. Do not call it coincidence. Do not say, I will come back and think about it later. Something permanent was released tonight. Something that will ripple forward through the next 7 years of your life, into your finances, your family, your body, your calling. You may not feel all of it immediately, but over the next days and weeks, you will begin to see evidence doors opening. People leaving who needed to leave. Blessings arriving with no explanation. Peace settling in places that have been restless for years. That is heaven making good on what was spoken tonight. My child, my beloved, heaven has not finished writing your story. In fact, the next chapter is titled Reversal and Restoration. And it begins tonight, right here, right now with you. Michael says, the miracle has already started. Do not close your heart to it. Do not dismiss what you felt. Honor it. Guard it. Walk in it. You are not ordinary. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were marked before you were born for something that would outlast your name. And that something starts now. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Not to follow a channel. To stay in the pipeline of what heaven is releasing. Every message here was prepared for the exact soul who needs it at the exact moment they need it. When your name is on this channel, heaven knows where to send the next word that was written for you. My child, my beloved, before the archangels ascend back to the throne room, before this sacred window fully closes, I want to speak one final time about something that belongs in this moment. You stayed, you listened, you did not scroll, you did not dismiss. And in doing so, you proved something that heaven had already written about you. That when the voice of the Most High calls, you answer. This channel exists as a place where heaven's voice is translated into words that find the weary, the broken, the almost given up. It exists because someone decided to sit before God every day and ask one question: who needs to hear this today? If you are someone who was found by these words, if something in this message became your word for this season, then you are part of the reason this place was built, and there is a way to become part of its future. The Ko-fi link is pinned in the first comment below. Not a subscription, not an obligation, a seed, one seed sown in faith. At the moment, heaven moved in your heart. Michael says, heaven does not forget the one who honors the place that fed their spirit. What you release in faith today will return to you in abundance, at the moment you need it most. If this message has been your rescue, if these words have been the warning you have been waiting for, go to the pinned comment, find the Ko-fi link, plant a seed, and know that your name is being written in a new place tonight, not just in heaven's books, in the testimony of every soul whose life is changed because this voice remained. My child, my beloved. But the full weight of this angelic visitation, the presence you have felt, is now ascending back into the throne room. They have completed what they came to do, and now they watch from above, silently guiding, silently cheering, silently preparing what is next. Michael says, you will hear from them again, but only if you keep your heart open, your spirit awake, and your faith alive, and to ensure you do not miss the next message heaven sends through this place. Subscribe now, not because of what you will receive, but because of what heaven will know when your name appears on the scroll of this channel. The archangels are ready to speak again. This channel is the path they will choose. If your name is not here to receive it, you may miss the next word that was written specifically for you. Do not delay, seal your connection. Subscribe and plant your seed in the pinned comment below. My child, my beloved, it is done. The scroll has been sealed. The angels are lifting, but the light will stay with you. It will travel in your voice, in your hands, in your steps. You are now a carrier of divine wellness, divine favor, and divine purpose. And as you walk, speak, and breathe, may everything around you begin to change. May every door that was locked be opened. May every blessing that was stolen be restored. May every tear that was cried in secret be met by joy in the open. This is not the end of the message. This is the beginning of your miracle. Go in peace, walk in power, and never forget heaven chose you. Type, I receive my reformation in the comments. Not as emotion, as the new agreement you just made with heaven.